Hello, my name is Steve Hawley, and I'm the IPTV analyst for TV strategies, and I'd like to introduce you to Sefy Ariely. He's the head of marketing for Orca Interactive, which is a company that's going very far to solve some of the new opportunities in digital television and IPTV. And as we know, television is not just television anymore. Now we're getting into a world of video on demand and high definition TV, but it's still fairly traditional television. Today's generation is looking for a social experience and a personal experience, and so we asked Sefy if he could describe what they're doing with their platform to make TV a social experience. So why don't you explain what where the problem came from and how you're beginning to solve it.
Sure. The problem is a complex one. Today, pay TV operators are trying to offer the widest content selection available. A lot of channels, a lot of VOD content, and sometimes that creates a confusing situation for the customer trying to find something good to watch. So we set out to create a reliable recommendation engine that will provide personal optimized recommendations to the subscriber based on a number of criteria. We developed a product which includes very complex algorithms and provides a very good, accurate recommendations for different types of people. After we did that, we set out to basically conquer the best recommendations of all, which are recommendations from friends. Given the fact that people who know you will probably know best what you like, we set out to create that sort of platform.
So recommendations are important. There's just so much on TV these days. Operators might have hundreds of different channels, and if I wanted to find just the program that I want, it used to be a matter of going to the program guide and going up and down for 5 minutes looking for your program. But one of the things that Orca has done very successfully is, as Sefy was explaining, the recommendation engine says, you like this kind of program, let me recommend this program to you. So if you look over to the TV screen and explain what this is.
Right here, we can see that at the click of one button, we get immediately six personalized recommendations that I can very easily review. Recommendations that include both live channels and VOD programs. If I click on the compass once again, I get 6 new personalized recommendations. So in a matter of 1, 2, 3 clicks, I get a wide selection of recommendations that are targeted at me, my preferences, and my tastes.
And how does it get those preferences?
Well, the preferences are voluntarily given by the subscriber to start with, and after a while the system starts to learn based on behavior and usage of subscribers what that profile would like based on comparisons with other people with similar profiles. Yes. So this is the automated part of creating the recommendations. In addition, we also have the area which people can actually receive recommendations from their friends. So by looking at my list of friends, my social network, I can receive a list of recommendations from each and every friend. These are most valuable to the operator.
So if I have recommendations from my friends and my neighbors, that might help me be more willing to stay with the TV provider and not change to another one, because this system would be unique and maybe their competitors wouldn't have a system like this. So here's go ahead. So along the bottom there are three of Sefy's friends, and he can tell one of his friends what he's watching now, or he can learn what his friends like, and then when he sees a program that, let's say, a guy likes, then he can recommend it to him. So now, that's a combination of personalizing the TV experience and making a social experience. And so how does the TV system know that it's you?
Well, this is a very big challenge to all pay TV operators. The goal of personalization requires that every member of the household recognize themselves to the TV, which is not something that is easy for people to do. Therefore, we collaborated with a company called Ariely, who have fingerprint technology on the remote control in order to be able, with the click of the button on the remote control, identify my personal profile. So once I click, my profile appears after I push my fingerprint. Any other user who would not have my identification would receive a guest profile.
So the remote control itself has a fingerprint detection on it, and that way it knows it's you. So how have subscribers reacted to that? Is that something that people have accepted willingly, and they think it's a good thing, or are they a little afraid of it?
Well, apart from the design, which is fantastic, people recognize that there's value in personal recommendations, and in order to get that value, if all it takes is a press of your finger, this is something they're willing to do. More importantly, it makes parents feel much more comfortable with the system, knowing that only they themselves can watch adult content or content that is not fitting for young kids. And that is basically parental control, which is a major issue when talking about interactive TV and multi-channel TV.
So this way, if I'm a parent, I don't have to worry that my child is seeing something that I don't want my child to see. That's very important. Now, Sefy was talking about recommendations earlier, and he concentrated more on learning through the behavior that you have. If I watch TV for a while and I'm switching between the channels I like, the system learns what my preferences are. Another way to do that is for the operator to establish some preferences based on advertising that they want to promote. And so another thing that Orca has done is put an engine together that allows multiple search capabilities, and the operator can set priorities for the different searches to help recommend the programs, and also to bring the right advertising to the consumer. I thought that was quite interesting. Do you have a moment just to show that, a little bit about the Compass recommendations that were preset in the system? You showed me yesterday, and it was
yes, so, very briefly, without getting into too much detail, the engines, the collection of engines and the representation on screen are set by the operator through an administrative interface. By allowing the operator to fine-tune the effectiveness and the representation of each engine, the operator can then maximize the buys, since you can compare the predefined settings with the actual performance of each engine.
So that helps the operator maximize the value of their advertising campaigns. That's an excellent feature. Okay, well, is there anything you want to say in summary, and then we'll...
Well, clearly operators today are facing more than the challenge of getting video from A to B. It's not only a matter of acquiring the right content, because content is obviously king, but once the subscriber can't find what they want to watch, then the king has no revenues to live on.
All right, well, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it, and have a good IBC. Thanks for doing